Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about the hood. Let's talk about them gangs. Come on. That's in them penitentiaries for twisting their fingers. Let's talk about the hoovers, the Pyrus from looters. Let's talk about having some truces with trays and dudes. Come on. Let's talk about the racist shit and crooked politics. The government don't care about niggas, they love immigrants. Let's talk about my past. Let's talk about my pain. It's so hard to maintain wearing red flame. Let's talk about my thug. You know we had them drugs. Let's talk about that ghetto girl that betrayed my love. Let's talk about Farrakhan. Let's talk about the Bible. Let's talk about the Quran. Let's talk about Elijah. Let's talk about my daddy, my candy-coated caddy. Let's talk about my mama happy that she chose to have it. Let's talk about the kids. Let's talk about the blues. Tune into the Let's Talk Shop with that old school.
What's up, y'all? I'm back up in the building. Check this here out, man. A lot of times we see this type of stuff in movies, such as one of my favorites, John Q. And you ask yourself, what would you do if you was in that situation? When you seen the movie John Q, every man say, man, I'd do the same thing. But would you really? Peep this out right here.
Trying to reach out to me. That's taking off film.
Brian Randolph is a 23-year-old father who may not get a chance to see his daughter Braylyn grow up. The same daughter his loved ones say he was trying to save when he allegedly robbed the South Lyon Vibe Credit Union earlier this month. Randolph's family says they believe the only reason he did it was to pay for Braylyn's chemo treatments after her insurance was abruptly canceled. The 1-year-old is dealing with retinoblastoma, a form of eye cancer. Randolph's bond is $500,000. His attorney tried to get it reduced, but the judge said no. Just today, Braylyn's mom wrote this post saying, in part, as the world knows, my daughter's father is in jail for bank robbery. To some of the world, he is a monster, but to us, he is a father who wanted to protect his daughter. He did interview for jobs, called the state worker for the insurance, nothing. He went out alone, not telling anyone, and unarmed robbed a bank. Police say Randolph indicated he had a gun but never showed one. He's expected back in court in 1 week. As for little Braylyn, loved ones say she has a doctor's appointment next week and will need more chemo within the month.
And Braylyn's mom telling us this afternoon that she finally got a call back from the insurance company. She was told the insurance was canceled because she didn't renew that policy once Braylyn turned 1. Braylyn's mom claims she wasn't notified that was necessary, and she tells us she's still trying to get that coverage back.
Now, real life John Q, or is this man a criminal? You be the judge. I salute this brother. My hat go off to him. Here's the thing. Living in this country, had that been a man of any other color, preferably white, all of the sympathy and empathy would have went out for this man. I guarantee you, his Cash App or GoFundMe would have drew in hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Because it's a noble thing to do that, man. It's a noble thing. Any man has to respect that. You have to. You can't look. I don't see a jury convicting. Now, him, of course, because he has the wrong paint job. But if it was a white man that did that same thing, he'd be looked at as a national hero. He'd be looked at as a national hero. They make a movie out of him. They would make him seem like he was the best man walking. And you know this, right? Now, I put myself in my man's shoes. You know, it takes heart to do such a thing, you know, because you're putting your freedom on the line, perhaps maybe even your life. You know, he said he had a gun, but he didn't show one. So that was what you call strong arm robbery. Like I said, man, I don't see nothing wrong with this because he didn't hurt nobody. He didn't hurt nobody. He was trying to get treatment for his little girl, and that's something that any human being that has a pulse should be able to understand and sympathize with. But comment, man, what y'all think? Y'all think he a real life John Q, or is this man a criminal? What would you do? your baby girl, your precious baby girl or baby boy is suffering, may not be here. It's hard to look that child in the eyes. It's hard. I got 4 of my own, so I understand. And I wish it was a way I could help this brother set up a GoFundMe for him or anything like that, because this is what you want. This is what we want. And they say black men don't care about their families. We know that's not the case. We love our kids. The CDC says that black men are the most involved in their children's lives amongst any race. Amongst any race. It's not me saying this. This is CDC. Black men are the most involved in their children's lives amongst any other race of men. So it seemed real true when they depicted Denzel in the movie John Q, because here you have it. This man is willing to put his life and freedom on the line for his daughter. Salute you, bro. Really do, man. And I hope that everything goes well with you in court. You know, I'm gonna do some more digging on this here, and I'm gonna do an update on this one. I'm gonna look into my man's case and see exactly how they did him. You know, if they railroaded him or not. You know, because we already know, man. If this was any other race of people, that the GoFundMe would have been, they would have been rich, and I'm not down in that. Rightfully so. You should be able to do that. I'm not mad at those people for taking care of their people. I'm not mad at us because we don't stand up and help people out like that when they did such a noble thing, man. We gotta salute these brothers when they put their lives on the line. And a lot of times they don't show this. This didn't get national coverage. This didn't get national coverage because I believe it's white people out there that will sympathize for this man. Every white person ain't no asshole that's just, they don't have hearts. Now you got a lot of them out there that's, you know, they don't need to be breathing, but you got a lot of them out there that will respect this man for what he did. I'm one of them, not a white man, but I'm one of the men that would respect him for what he did. Everybody wants their child to live, especially outlive them. But comment, man, let me know, what would you have done? Would you have done the same thing? Or would you have been too afraid of the consequences of going to jail? Because my man is facing jail time. You know, now, if this case would have got national coverage where it got a lot of exposure, he would have had donations pouring in. Even being black, he would have had donations pouring in. But because he was black, they didn't want to deem him as being a hero. They never want to do that. They gotta put it as we criminals. We criminals all the time. No, that was a family man. That was a noble man. He was willing to put his freedom and life on the line to save his child. And that, my man, that right there, that deserves the highest honor. Comment, let me know. Was my man good or was he foul for doing that? And we're going to chop it up on another one. Mo Skool. Peace out.
Tune into that Let's Talk Shop with that old school.